Huntsville to compete have all they need to be the best they can be. The Huntsville Sports Commission. We do sports. Find out more at huntsvillesports.org.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold-certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley. But in general, it looks like we're going to end up staying nice and dry. A quiet night for Friday night football. Temperatures eventually dropping into the upper 50s, lower 60s as we head into the earliest hours of Saturday morning. A mostly to partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon. Maybe a rogue shower. Otherwise, temperatures climb into the low and mid 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Want to see what I bring to the party?
Congratulations to The Drive as we celebrate a decade of Wes and Steve. Here's to 10 more.
Now Sonny and Cher would say, that's on you, babe.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Can you get me a little typeset?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
You're tired.
Well, the lunchtime whistle and the morning's finally done. I'm jumping in my car, I'm gonna have a little fun. The Doghouse Network's on my radio dial. Big Dog's taking care of business for a while. If you're listening to another station I don't understand, 'cause nobody does it like Tom Abraham.
Give us a call, Steve.
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land, nobody does it like Tom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
We made it to a Friday. Don't worry, Big Dog will be back in the saddle on Monday. He is still gone fishing along with Chad Gwathney. Steve Moulton here with you, but that is not changing the trifecta. Absolutely not. Chad Gwathney, how are you this Friday afternoon, sir?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. It's a football Friday, and
most definitely a football Friday.
Definitely a football Friday. It is a great day. As you know, Braves fans, we have nothing else to look forward to at all. It's over. Nothing else is going on.
Football Friday.
That's the reason why it's a football Friday. There's no other sport that matters.
I learned a very valuable lesson last night. That valuable lesson is a lesson that John Sherholtz told me time and time and time again. And I would ask him virtually the same questions around every trade deadline. And John Sherholtz would give me the same answers. Arms are greater than bats. Arms are greater than bats. So last night, guess what? Arms are greater than bats. So once again, that was tough to take. Congratulations to the Phillies. I hope they complete the deal. I do. To represent the NL East and moving forward, they're taking on a very good Arizona Diamondbacks team that is playing as hot as anybody right now, and we'll see how that matchup transpires. And, of course, the Astros and Rangers are the makeup on the other side of your baseball Final Four. But baseball season's over. Baseball season is done. So we can now stamp this as a Football Friday here in the Doghouse. By the way, both Chad and I are heading off to a game early tomorrow morning. Chad is heading down to T-Town. How excited are you for that matchup between the Hogs and the Tide?
Very exciting. The last game that I went with Thom and a couple of his boys, and it was a very back-and-forth game in Tuscaloosa. KJ Jefferson can pose a very much threat at quarterback.
Yeah. But that Bama defense is elite.
Yeah, and I think it's homecoming. I think the team. I think Alabama's going to be feeling themselves. I just hope that if you're an Alabama fan, you see a complete game, a complete team.
Yeah.
Looking forward to beating this Arkansas team, but also being focused enough to win this game thoroughly and getting better for Tennessee the following week. Because when I wouldn't say necessarily this is a trap game, but I feel like if the reason why the line has gone up,
a lot to lose this game.
The line has gone up because they, for a fact, think that Arkansas either there's injury problems and they clearly can tell that Alabama's getting better and that this team, there's no way, possibly no way that they compete with Alabama. But it's the SEC. We never know. So
Arkansas is capable.
Yeah.
We saw them hang with LSU. We saw them hang with Texas A&M. They are capable. But this, if you really look at the Hogs gauntlet here, as I show you on camera, courtesy of our friends over at Full Moon Barbecue, the Hogs, think about this stretch. They lost to BYU. Remember, that was the game they committed 14 penalties, and we went into that.
You know about that. You can't win games.
LSU, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Bama. Then they get a little bit of a reprieve with Mississippi State at Florida, host Auburn, host FIU, and then Missouri the Friday, Black Friday, on November the 24th, I think that is. But this Hogs schedule, it is going to get easier next year. We don't know when the dates are yet, but we know the opponents for Arkansas next season, and they're not playing Bama next year. So they're not playing Georgia next year. They're not playing Georgia this year, but you know what I'm saying. It's an easier schedule. But at the same time, the Hog fans in particular need to see a little bit of hope, just a little ray of, okay, we're still chugging along. What's the most surprising thing? This is year 4 for Sam Pittman in Hogland, and the worst thing to say about the Hogs is their offensive line. I never thought I'd utter that sentence with the guy in charge there. Never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, I think I think depth is a problem. Injuries. You've got
portal.
A little
bit of everything.
I think it's rough.
A lot
NIL.
of fingers are pointing towards Dan Enos.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's legitimate or not.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've got the guys along the front line that can do the job.
Yeah, and I think that when you look at it, it's like in years past though too. This is an Arkansas team that you normally see. This is a decent offensive line, really good running game, but I think compared to years past, you have obviously a more experienced quarterback, a running quarterback that kind of maybe asks for a different type of offensive lineman in a sense, and then you may just not be finding the right guys at the right time, and with the NIL and the transfer portal and everything like that, it's probably only a pick of the litter of guys that you can probably get or let alone recruit. So
the last time Arkansas beat Alabama, and let's see here, one of these wins was vacated by the NCAA. Last time Arkansas beat Alabama. Where were you in 2006?
Here. Grissom High School. I was a sophomore. I think so.
September 23rd, 2006. Arkansas won that game in double overtime during the Mike Shula.
And that was, I think I was at the Big Spring Jam, actually.
The Big Spring
Jam. I think I was at the Big Spring Jam.
Nice.
It was like, obviously didn't know that, so many years later that they would get rid of such an awesome concert that was downtown. But anyway, I digress. But no, we've got so many great other venues now. No, I think I was at the Big Spring Jam because they had like an outdoor setup and they had the game set up, and everything like that. And I don't think I knew about the game until after I got home.
Still, one of my favorite press conferences came from Coach Saban. I think it was the Monday after the 2014 game in which Alabama won 14-13, and basically just went off saying he's hearing complaints about winning by only 1 point. Only 1 point.
Well, I mean, the 2 years before that, I mean, you had 104-0 in the last 2 games.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
back to back. This could be another 50. This could be a 52-0 again. It could be. Could.
I just think way that they've been like Arkansas has been playing, and like I've said before with KJ Jefferson at quarterback, I still think that you can get points. You can still get points off of this Alabama defense, obviously. And I think that. Yeah, it could feel like a 52-0 stomping, but it also could feel like a 35-14 kind of like, you sit comfortable because you were already 21-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Something like that. And we're thinking it's a routing to 52-0, but it's 21-0 going into halftime. They score a touchdown and going in the second half.
KJ's capable.
Something like that where they get the ball back second half, or score before the half or something. Who knows?
Arkansas, let's see here. They scored 20 points in a losing effort at Ole Miss. What was the score down in Dallas? That was 23-14. They only scored 2 touchdowns there. 31 points at LSU. That's in a losing effort. 31 points in a home loss to BYU. They're 14 kind of feels like the more of the number than 31. Anyway, we've got a lot to get to in this edition of the Thom Abraham Show, including the trifecta. Coach Irving McGuire going to join us on the other side of our first time out as the Lee Generals. This is a big, big game up at Buckhorn High School, and it is for sole possession of second place in the region, and Lee's as good as anybody in the region. And we'll find out how good they are coming up tonight. You'll be able to hear it over the airwaves. Josh Carey will provide the play-by-play call here tonight. Looking forward to that.
I think I've heard of that guy. He's a pretty good guy.
It is definitely football season, Josh.
I'm definitely going to be listening to a lot of that because I've never heard him do a football game, so I would love to really listen to how he does football, so that'd be pretty cool.
Does he have Magoo with him tonight?
Yes.
So
yes.
We still have a little flavor that we're used to.
Yes. No Harry Carey tonight. I don't think so. We'll have to refrain from him. We'll put duct tape over his mouth. Kind of refrain from him to do that.
I am going to be over at Bill Washington Stadium as it is week 7.
Week 7, he said.
It is week 7 of the high school football campaign as the Mustangs welcome in Vinemont. And what else is going on, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Sparkman is back at Madison City School Stadium, this time taking on the Patriots of Bob Jones High School. And we'll see whether or not the Sparkman Senators can bounce back after their first loss last week in the same stadium, taking on a different foe last week in the Jets of James Clements. But we'll see how that progresses. You're going to get a clearer picture tonight on how things are starting to shape out, because a few regions, like Buckhorn's region, ends region play next week. So that really adds on to the importance of tonight there in the Buckhorn region as Buckhorn takes on Lee tonight. And again, you'll be able to hear that right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And that would urge me to tell you to download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, and you can hear Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4 all day long, and you can just flip in between games. I've ran into a couple of people this week in particular, one at Bubby's this morning that told me he likes to flip around during the games. Glad we can give you that opportunity. And speaking of Bubby's, I was there this morning. I got myself a little shrimp and grits this morning.
I won't say I wasn't, because I was.
So I did get I was one of the lucky few. So Bubby's is still going a few more times, are they not?
I thought they were done.
No, I mean, I know they're done today.
There'll be 2 other times. They'll be in December and February.
Okay, so just plan accordingly.
Yeah.
And I mean, literally, I've got a calendar on my phone that tells me when these deals hit, okay? And I did have a few people tweeting at me. Jamie's one of them, saying that he missed out on his opportunity. Well, you've got another opportunity coming up in December for Bubby's.
On the 29th. So I'll just go ahead and give everybody the inside scoop. It's on the 29th of December. So right after Christmas, get a little Christmas money.
Yep.
Can spend a little bit extra money on some Bubbies.
So next Friday, Cheeseburger Bobby's is front and center on our zone deal. We've got a little bit of everything for you. And by the way, they not only have cheeseburgers down there, they have really good tenders as well. Those chicken tenders there at Cheeseburger Bobby's are fantastic. So it's a little bit of everything. So we appreciate you participating in our zone deal. And we need to head off to our first time out and talk to Coach McGuire on the other side. We'll talk a little Lee General high school football, just getting things started, then the trifecta.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
What's better than 2 in-zone sports bars? 3 in-zone sports bars. And we have you covered with our original location on University across from Red Lobster, in Jones Valley on Cecil Ashburn near Carl T. Jones, and our newest location in the Midtown District on McMurtry Drive opposite the Target Plaza. All locations feature the NFL Sunday Ticket, Tuesday half-price burgers, and Wednesday $1 jumbo wings all day long. You're never far from the end zone. In-zone sports bar.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison. There's nothing like the freedom you feel when you're on the water in your own boat from Freedom Marine in Guntersville. New or used, Freedom Marine has just the boat to make your time on the water the best it can be. Pontoons, fishing, ski boats, you name it. And all season long, Freedom Marine is giving away 4 packs of Alabama football tickets. Just log on the Freedom Marine Facebook page and like, share, and comment to be eligible. New and used boats, outboard sales, financing, service, and parts. It's Freedom Marine. Highway 431 in Guntersville and online at freedommarincenter.com.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high? But so is average consumer debt. Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com for more information.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley. But in general, it looks like we're going to end up staying nice and dry. A quiet night for Friday night football. Temperatures eventually dropping into the upper 50s, lower 60s as we head into the earliest hours of Saturday morning. A mostly to partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon. Maybe a rogue shower. Otherwise, temperatures climb into the low and mid 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
You chill out when you're supposed to chill out. You work when you're supposed to work. You don't chill out when you're supposed to be working.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
It is a Football Friday here inside the Thom Abraham Show. Week 7 of the high school football season is upon us. I'll be at Madison Academy tonight for a region matchup in 3A Region 7 for Madison Academy taking on Vinemont. But over the airwaves, Josh Carey will have the play-by-play call, and it's a big one, featuring the Buckhorn Bucks taking on the Lee Generals in 6A Region 8. And had the pleasure of calling a Lee General game earlier in the year on our Game of the Week on a Thursday night when Lee disposed of Madison County. And the Lee head coach and Irving McGuire is kind enough to join us on a game day, no less. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing awesome. How about yourself?
Doing real well. Appreciate the time. And I know this is a marathon and not a sprint, but tell me a little bit about going through this marathon with your club. Where do you think your team is right now, Coach?
I think last week we kind of put a complete game together offensively. Defensively, we're still looking forward. But offensively, we've been progressing every week, being able to put up some points. We hit a rough snag towards the middle of the early part of September, and we just kind of bounced back last week against Fort Payne.
So since you went there, Coach, I mentioned I called the game against Madison County, and all of a sudden – I'm calling games and I'm getting these scoreboard updates, and all of a sudden I'm getting these scores from you guys and Mae Jemison. What is it about Mae Jemison, Coach?
Well, Coach Rico White has done a tremendous job since he's been there. They did a great job of taking the air out of the ball and limiting our possession. And when it came down late in the game, we ended up running in the end zone to take the lead, and a penalty brought it back, and it kind of just threw us off track. It was probably a bad coaching decision on myself on not giving the ball back to Carlin Long. But, you live and you learn with those mistakes, and we've been building ever since.
Well, you mentioned the big bounce back as well against Fort Payne, and it seemed like you guys really exploded out of the gate. Tell me a little bit about what you saw out of your kids last Friday, Coach.
Well, Fort Payne is a high-powered offense that they've been putting up almost 50 points a game. We were able to get some early stops and give our offense a few opportunities at the ball, and they got us a good early lead, and we knew Fort Payne was going to bounce back, and we were able to sustain and hold them off in the end.
You mentioned Carlin Long as well. Hard not to be thoroughly impressed with that young man. Tell me about his growth and what you've seen. I know he's a transfer from Huntsville, but what have you seen out of that young man, Coach?
Well, I was familiar with him while he was at Huntsville. He was primarily a stretch guy. In our offense, he's been asked to do a few different things. Split out, and he's caught the ball down the field. He's run a little bit more power and counter, something that he wasn't traditionally used to. But he's grown every week in our offense. He's got a firm understanding of what we're doing. And as you can see by the numbers, he's excelling.
And I know I'm referencing the Madison County game a lot because that's the one I saw you guys the most. And you weren't rotating quarterbacks then. What made that happen, Coach?
We were going to rotate quarterbacks, but Patrick had a little head injury at the beginning of the game after the first touchdown. He was holding snap, and he went down and kind of banged his head. But the plan since this summer has been to rotate, and they both have been playing the whole year.
What is that like my next play call will be my first play call, Coach, are they similar, different? You go in with kind of two mindsets and just kind of feel out the game that way, Coach?
They both are what I consider triple options, the RPO game or with Pat or the ability to run with Van. So you have to account for both of them just in different ways, and the play calls are very similar, just different types of pitches, as I like to say as a defensive coach on the back end.
Talking with Lee General's head coach, Irvin McGuire. Coach, Carl Long had 2 90-plus touchdown runs last week. One was a 99-yarder. He also plays a little bit of defense. I think he's got 2 interceptions on the year. Just talk about just his versatility playing both ways, but also just the success you've been able to have on defense.
Him having those 2 long runs, is a product of us going to our heavy set where we have a lot of our bigger, stronger players on the field and our best players on the field. And one, he was able to stay up on a play where he was tackled and burst for a long run, and the other one was a great cutback off a good block off of sophomore Thomas. And just his ability to come on both sides of the ball. We have a package where we try to get all our best players on the field, especially in those times where it's real tight. Brandon Johnson, receiver, comes and plays corner. He plays corner. Naaman Hobson, a basketball player, and Chase Stewart, a basketball player, are all on the field. And when you put those type of athletes on the field with that type of length, they're able to kind of reduce the space for the offense to be successful.
You talk about Brandon Johnson, and you talk about earlier and Patrick Bailey. He threw it around a couple of times last week. I know I saw some of the recap, but I was also there in person. And what is it like to be able to have a guy that has a good arm like that and can get it to some really talented receivers?
Well, we were really impressed with Patrick's development throughout the summer. And we were confident in the throws that he could make, and he's just grown every week as far as his confidence and his ability. So, when you're a sophomore and you get in there, you might be a little bit nervous, but when you have a little bit of success, it's a lot easier going forward.
What have you seen out of Buckhorn on tape, Coach?
Oh, man, Buckhorn has some guys, they have the huge offensive line with the big running back, and then they supplement him with number 19 who comes in and does a tremendous job. And on the outside, they have number 11 he looks like he's a basketball player with his length, and they're able to stretch the ball vertically and horizontally, especially with 13 in the slot crutcher. He had a tremendous game against Nate Jemison last week catching the screen. So, they have a multitude of weapons where we have to cover the whole field. So we just got to be locked in on our assignments and make sure we limit the big plays by those guys.
Other than that, give me another key for a win tonight for you, Coach.
It's always starting off fast. If we're able to get the ball to the outside receivers and stretch the field, that'll open up lanes for Carlin to be able to run later on in the game. But the biggest thing is just making sure that they have to cover the whole field and have to limit the people that they can load up the box with.
How many seniors do you have on your team? I know it was a fair many.
This year I think we're right around about 15. Next year we'll be right around about the same amount of numbers. The goal is to try to get 80 kids in the city of Huntsville. On the north side, it's a little hard for that, but that's the goal we're going to strive for.
And of those 15, how many would you deem as kind of leaders on your team, Coach?
Carlin Long, Brandon Johnson, all those guys fall in a different type of leadership roles in different times. It doesn't matter if we're getting out of the huddle on a walkthrough day where Carlin is egging the offensive line to get going, or Brandon Johnson or lining everybody up, or Naaman Hobson telling everybody to pick up their towels. They all pick up different roles and they jump in at different times. But they are all pushing towards being in that leadership role.
Coach, you talk about the challenges of getting 80 plus players, but also the challenges of trying to get just players to buy into football or just buy into the program. What is it like to be able to kind of reach into the youth and just the area around Lee?
Well, it's great to be a part of the community and come back into the community. And a lot of those guys, parents know me or have seen me play, whether it's high school,
I know I have.
college, high school, college, or maybe even some arena ball. So they have a genuine trust for me. And, on social media and things, we do a good job of portraying our program and putting them in a great light. So, parents see that and kids see that, and they want to be a part of that. So, I just try to do as best as I can to make sure that they're seen in a positive light, as opposed to, some of the news that comes out on them, from the area.
Well, Coach, I being around the basketball program, you mentioned having a couple of basketball kids. Can we do something about the less overlap, please? I'm getting on my soapbox more than anything, Coach. But I was really also asking whether or not maybe your sweatsuit game has been amped up a level or two hanging around Coach Brown.
Oh, man, Coach Brown does a great job with the sweatsuits. But fortunate enough, I'm from the 80s, so I have a great array of tracksuits and Jordans and Air Max like that. So the kids like to pick at us, and they say Coach Wade has the best shoe game, but we're always competing. So it's fun around the program, and we try to keep up on the recent style.
So how many Jordans do you own, Coach?
Ooh, it's in maybe 80s, 90s. I've been collecting shoes since 2003, so I might have some. I have shoes older than some of my kids on the team. When you grow up and you're not used to having them, once you start getting them, you take care of them for a long time to keep them around. So yeah, I got a fair amount. My wife was telling me to get rid of a few for a while.
How many have you not worn?
No, I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm definitely
gotta break them
not
in.
a collector.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely not a collector. I might have one pair of shoes that I haven't worn, and I know my wife's not listening to this radio station, so those just came in this week, so she doesn't know about those.
Oh, some breaking news. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck tonight, and thank you so much. It's already been a very successful season, and it's a really important game in terms of seeding moving forward, considering next week's your last region week, Coach.
Yeah, definitely. We both are playing for that 2 spot. We're trying to get locked in. If we're able to pull it out this week, we'll be able to host a playoff game, and that's always our ultimate goal, is to try to have a playoff, get to the playoffs. But if you can play one in your own backyard, then it's a lot favorable for you.
No doubt, Coach. Thank you so much for hopping on.
I appreciate you guys.
Coach McGuire, Jordan collector. So, do you think Coach McGuire has more or less pairs of shoes
than Drew?
Was
that the question? That's what I was thinking it was coming to. Than Drew? I think he has more. I think he has more.
I don't know the hard number. I know I've seen a number of shoe boxes.
See, my problem is I can't collect shoes and then wear them.
Yeah.
And then buy more shoes, because in a sense, I feel like I get the most out of my shoes if I can make them last a year. And then you go try to find a new one, because it's a good bed and good shoes is like all you ever need. Because to be honest, you want to be comfortable in life. So
why does part of me really want Coach McGuire's wife to be listening to that interview?
Should have informed her right before, like, hey, Ms. McGuire, Coach is going to be on. Got some shoes today. I felt like when he said that, though, it was kind of like Drew sometimes.
Oh.
Did it not? Yeah. Did it not feel at home?
Yeah.
Did it not feel at home? I'm just not. That's just me though. I can't wear shoes like that. But when Coach McGuire was talking earlier about people know, kind of like who he is and kind of how they do it through social media and everything like that. That's a huge influence, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of how these kids are nowadays, heavily influenced by social media. but also being that kind of like more interactive and doing the whole kind of like Nick Saban thing where you're kind of adjusting to what the kids are into. And I remember Coach McGuire playing arena ball, with the Huntsville Rockets, just stuff like that. And so it's a lot of fun when you can see some of these. I mean, these are local guys here, and they're staying back with their teams. It's
good stuff there from Coach McGuire, and you'll be able to hear Buckhorn and Lee over our airwaves right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Do we need to take a break now? Yes, we do need to take a break now. Open it up to your phone calls on the other side. Paulie in the Cape and Wolverine Dan. We're going to start with you next.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Southern Fidelity Mortgage. Think of them as a loan for everyone, offering more products than anyone else and the guaranteed lowest rates and costs in town. Of the 2,000 loans that Southern Fidelity Mortgage has pre-approved over the last 10 years, all but one have closed. That's unprecedented in the banking business. For FHA, VA, rural development, and conventional mortgages, for the best mortgage experience in town, it's Southern Fidelity Mortgage.
Call Southern Fidelity Mortgage Company at 256-656-5936.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley. But in general, it looks like we're going to end up staying nice and dry. A quiet night for Friday night football. Temperatures eventually dropping into the upper 50s, lower 60s as we head into the earliest hours of Saturday morning. A mostly to partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon. Maybe a rogue shower. Otherwise, temperatures climb into the low and mid 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Recap Show each Sunday morning at 11, presented by Freedom Marine Center on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Latest zone deal is already gone in Bubby's. I enjoyed that this morning. Shrimp and grits, baby. But then there is another zone deal you can partake in that I also partook of, and I'm still going, and that's Zoom Indoor Cycling. And I told Chad I went 11.9 miles this morning, burned 545 calories, and yes, I immediately put that back in. So I actually ate Bubby's right before I went.
Eesh.
Yeah, I did.
Whoa.
And I gave myself about 38 minutes. Because had it been less than
Not
half
recommended, everyone.
No. So this was a 45-minute spin class, and about 20 minutes into it, I was like, okay, all right. There you are, shrimp and grits. There you are. But it stayed down. So Wolverine Dan, I can't think of a better segue than that right there. How are you, Wolverine Dan?
Well, I went to one of your sponsors with my granddaughter again because she likes the Coco theme, and that's Corlejos.
Ah, yes. Corlejos.
I'm going to tell you, by far, and listeners, believe me when I say this, by far, that I think is probably one of your best zone deals. The food, it starts with the salsa.
Yeah.
The chips are warm.
Yeah.
The salsa's dead on. I mean, it's got that real nice flavor of salsa.
That's coming up October 27th, by the way. October 27th is our next one.
Well, I'm going to get some more of those. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that because I will write that down right now. But I'm saying, we had the salsa's perfect, the chips are warm, everything's right on. And then, we did the, what was it we had? Anyway, what we had was so good. The chimichangas. It was 4 different chimichangas.
Yeah, you had the Supreme. You had the Supreme chimichanga, where it's 1 meat, 1 chicken, 1 shrimp. By the way, the shrimp, the one that has shrimp in it. I'm just telling you.
Dude.
I mean,
some lady behind us ordered the shrimp fajitas, and there was a pile of shrimp. I mean, a pile. And I said, oh, my God, we ordered the wrong thing. But nothing's wrong there. By far, that is the best. I've been here almost 30 years. Really, truly, that is, to me, prices, your portions,
the portions,
service, and everything. And the food is dead on. That's the best Mexican restaurant in this town.
So
Take it from me. I know food.
So my go-to there is just that's called a gigantic burrito. And really all it is cheese sauce poured over a burrito with meat in it. And I mean, and the meat is it tastes so good. Anyway, all right, I'm getting hungry, Dan.
Well, the cheese dip's really good there too. Anyway, I rode around this morning 5 miles, went by.
There you go. Well, I went 11.9 miles, Dan. So
no, I don't need to because that bus to move inside the pool. So I double dip. Okay. So let's go here. I want to touch a couple things real quickly.
Yes,
I know
sir.
Paulie keeps anxiously waiting to talk about his Dolphins, but Paulie, my team's real, and the division isn't that good.
Well, you got the Buccaneers, I think, this weekend?
Yeah. Paulie, I'm going to get my money. My money's I already won the Kansas City game. I'm going to double dip on 2 of the division championships. That's going to happen. Anyway, let's talk about both teams. Let's talk about the Michigan Wolverines, for crying out loud.
Yeah, you got a real stiff test tomorrow morning.
You're starting to sound like Thom. Go blue. Hey, that's right. Hey, you know what? It starts with the lines. Lines on both teams, the Lions and the Michigan Wolverines. It starts there.
You're a 33.5 point favorite.
We drafted really well, for the Lions, and then
I thought you meant with Michigan. They drafted really well.
No. Actually, recruited really well. Michigan's solid.
Yeah.
Both teams got defense on either side, defense. They got offensive, defensive lines that are really, really, really good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's where it all plays down to. But anyway, real quick point about the Michigan game. I know we're favored and everything, but, I don't know if you knew this. Mason Graham, our line, he plays the line for us. And this guy, I don't know if you knew this, but he was like a superstar wrestler in California. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. No.
So, and he plays so well. So I think maybe that should be every team should do that. They should have a wrestler coach show up there because, when you wrestle, you got to get all – you really handsy and everything. And I'm going to tell you what, Graham is a stud. And Colson, our linebacker, Bennett, they're both really studs. This team is going to go – I think we're going to be in the championship game this year. I really do.
This is the 72nd meeting between Michigan and Indiana. How many wins has Indiana had in this matchup?
Probably not many.
7.
So,
do you think it's greater or less than 7, Dan?
I think it's greater.
10. 10 is the number. 10.
Not by much.
Indiana's won 10 times.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They're not going to win this weekend. It's toast. They're toast. Anyway, getting back to the lines real quick, and I'll do my picks. We got players coming back. I believe St. Brown's coming back. Bibbs, the Bama guy, is coming back. We've already got Laporta, Williams, and Williams came back last week. Reynolds stepped up. And unbelievable. And Branch, I think our defensive back from Bama's coming back. Branch, and you put that together with Hutchinson and Lukowski on the line. I'm telling you, Steve, this is what I've been waiting for. This is my time. This is my team that everybody made fun of. It's payback, so you know what? And that's what's going to happen.
I hope everybody stays healthy for you. Seriously and truly. So, but yes, they look like they are trending up in a big way. All right, let's get the trifecta. Where are we starting? You want to start with Bama and the Hogs? Hogs are getting 19 in T-Town tomorrow morning.
I don't think that's enough. I think Bama's they're starting to not hit all cylinders, but they're playing much better than the beginning of the year.
So wait, who'd you pick?
Bama.
Bama. Roll Tide, brother.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Auburn is getting 11 on the road tomorrow night. It's Saturday night in Baton Rouge.
Well, oh my God, they're going to be liquored up. So yeah, we got to go with we go with the Cajuns.
So I guess I should have been in the South all along.
Texas A&M has been 0-7 in their last 7 true road games. They're getting 3 on the road up on Rocky Top. Aggies or Vols?
I'll take the Aggies.
Dirt net.
Your bonus pick is Southern California getting 2 on the road. I believe it's in Fort Bend, Indiana, as the Irish and the Trojans square off yet again.
I don't think touchdowns Jesus can help them. They're going to be toast. I think Southern Cal's going to roll all over them.
Wrong. I've got the Fighting Irish, so I really need Notre Dame to play well and not turn the football over. I mean, honestly, I only care about beating West tomorrow as the guest picker earlier in the week.
Okay, my man. I'm going to let you slide. It's good talking to you, and I'm glad you got your 11 miles in today. That's cool.
Thank you, Dan. Likewise, I'm glad you got your water polo in as well as your cycling.
Well, I'm your security guard. Every day I check your house, make sure you're okay.
I appreciate that. Feel free to pick up some sticks and do a little tree trimming. And
you're still pushing it, ain't you? All right, I'll talk to you later.
Paulie in the Cape. You are next, sir. How are you, Paulie?
Good afternoon, and yes, I don't believe you really bet a lot on that Kansas City game because, number one, it was 10.5.
Was it?
Okay, and when they scored, I don't know how much money, but I got three-team parlays with the KC San Francisco as the anchor to these 3-team parlays. So if he bet on it, he didn't sound like he did because I was losing my mind when they went for 2. And it
was 16-8 at that point, right?
Yeah, 16-8. And after the way he was playing, Mahomes, you're sitting and go, what is going on here? Like, if you want to see an evidence of the fix, is the way that lunatic was playing. And then all of a sudden, they score, and I'm like, bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, I hope you can look at the replay. He sacked him. He throws his shoulder into his gut. He sacks the man. He didn't drive him into the ground. He got a free release to the dude. And they called a roughing the passer on him.
Of course they did.
But I'm like, I don't know how much more you can be such a clean, non-violent sack. This is stupid. And so, like I said, I don't know if Wolverine Dan was really – he had $50 on the game, and he woke up and went, I'm a winner. Yes, I will give him that. But if he's got $500 in 3-team parlays that's about to make $1,800, yeah, I bet on him. I made money, but not yet.
I'm with you. I understand what you're putting down. So,
yeah.
Literally.
Anyways, let's just remember one thing. If Michigan is the team, this is the one he's waiting for, they better cover. That's my one indicator of a powerful team. They're up by what? They're favored by 32. They should win 47-10. You know? They should just demolish this team. I don't want to hear 27-15. Ooh, they're the monster team. So let's get to the trifecta.
I heard the Ghost and Goblins right there, Paulie. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, he's all giddy about this team. Okay. And the Lions, I forgot to add this thing. The Lions, okay, they're getting the players back that got suspended.
Yeah.
Okay. They better have a home game in the playoffs. They better. Because I don't want to hear it.
Set up for them, but they got to take care of business.
They better have a home playoff game to start the playoffs.
Who did they lose to at home? I know they beat Kansas City at Kansas City that first game, but then they turned around. They lost to Seattle. They lost to Seattle at home.
Yeah. I'm just saying, they better have a home game in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Let's get to it. The Hogs are getting 19 in T-Town tomorrow morning.
They're playing Tennessee?
No, Tuscaloosa. T-Town is Tuscaloosa.
All right. I was like,
do I really have to explain that? I guess I do.
Yeah.
This is the Florida area, okay?
Sorry. Hey, I've been to Huntsville. Don't get me wrong. I've hung out there.
Yeah.
I'll take Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Auburn is getting 11 Saturday night in Baton Rouge.
Man. Who's got the better record? I usually have
that would be LSU that has the better record.
I'll take LSU. If I was at home, I would be looking at some information. And that's another thing. I hope Wolverine Dam is looking. Hey, to all your listeners out there, I'll give you one little secret piece of tool to make you make a little more money.
All right.
TeamRankings.com. Go to TeamRankings.com.
That's a good website. That's a good website.
Yeah.
So I guess I should have been in the South all along.
The Aggies are getting 3 on the road, taking on the Volunteers tomorrow afternoon on CBS.
Thom was surprised when I first started getting on the radio that I have to be a Volunteers fan. I got adopted into the scene. So this New Yorker is a Vols fan. I just got to do it.
The Trojans of the University of Southern California, not to be confused with the University of South Carolina, but the University of Southern California, head to Fighting Irish Country to take on Notre Dame.
Who?
+2 as well.
I'll be watching the best of Lawrence Welk again when that game is
Wow,
on.
you're going to go champagne music on me.
Dude, I got interrupted last time on that weak game with Ohio State. Yeah, that was what happened? Oh, but
what did Heidi? Did they replay Heidi in that game? Is that what you're telling me, Paulie?
Yeah, I'll take the University of Spoiled Children. Yeah. And by the way, let me just tell you something. Why I have to go with Tennessee? If all you people out there, all you Huntsville listeners, I know all about Newport, Tennessee. So, if anybody knows about that area.
I'm just letting that sit and simmer so people know exactly what you're talking about.
I hope they do, because if they don't, just look at a AAA guide back in the 80s, and they'll go, oh, that place.
All right. Thank you, Paulie.
Later.
Am I way late for a break? This is the Thom Abraham Show. I thought we were done with breaks. That's why I kept going. This is what I get. Oh, this is the extra break that you jokers have in the mornings and middays. Yeah. Oh, hey, he won the tickets yesterday. You want to get my cousin Vinny in, or are we taking a break? My cousin Vinny, congrats on the tickets yesterday. You're heading down to T-Town next week for the 3rd Saturday in October.
That will be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. We are right up against a hard break. Let's do the trifecta, shall we?
We sure shall.
Hogs getting 19 in T-Town.
Since we're up against a hard break, let's just do this. Make it simple. Whatever Wolverine Dan picked, I'm going to just pick the opposite.
Wow. See, this is a guy who's sopping up his gravy with a biscuit because he's already won. He's already won. He's already
champion
won.
For life. Champion for life over here.
Brick by brick.
So whatever Wolverine Dan picked, I'm going to just do the opposite, Grizz. Put me down.
Thank you. That is
no problem.
My cousin Vinny, winners of the tickets, courtesy of Baumhauer's Victory Grill, that actually Shauna, the front desk lady, pulled your name out of the hopper, my cousin Vinny. So next time you go into Baumhauer's, which could be right now, check that out. Do we still have a couple of people on hold? I know we have an interview right on the other side as well, Chad. So we're taking a break now, and we'll be back. It's the Thom Abraham Show on a Football Friday. No more baseball.
Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's hunting and tailgate season and time to get serious about an F-150. We've got nearly 140 to choose from, and without a doubt, one of the best F-150 values on the road today is our STX package. You get 290 hard-working horses mated to a 10-speed transmission that'll take you everywhere, from that tree stand to downtown Tuscaloosa. Body-colored bumpers, halogen headlamps, 20-inch machined aluminum wheels, and lots of tech, like a rear-view camera with dynamic hitch assist, which you boaters and RVers will love. A 2023 Woody Anderson Ford F-150 STX packs a punch, but it doesn't cost you a bunch. You can drive one for $474 a month. That's a 36-month lease with $51.66 due at signing, zero security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. Offer ends October 31st. Call 539-9441 for complete details. Come test drive an F-150 STX today. Woody Anderson Ford, hope to see you soon.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Are you thinking about home improvements? Well, use your equity now and refi later. Or use your equity to eliminate consumer debt forever, then refi to a lower rate and shorter term when rates drop. North Alabama Mortgage can also help you if you're thinking about buying an investment property or a second home at the lake or the beach or in the mountains. We have great programs to make that happen. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If you're ready to lower your utility bills, Eagle can insulate your home and help you save money with fiberglass, spray foam, and cellulose insulation, and can help you decide what's best for your project. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
Is your AC system or heating unit making those sounds that go bump in the middle of the night? Thomas here from Talon Heating and Air again. Thomas, you guys are just a phone call away from keeping those ghosts and goblins from causing nightmare problems.
That's right. We're offering a $59 special right now to do a heating tune-up. That's getting your air conditioner or your heater ready for the wintertime. We're also doing a free gas safety inspection along with that. So if you have gas in your home, we have Master Gas here on staff. We're certified with the state to take care of all your gas issues. So we're going to throw that in with that $59 tune-up.
And if you can get that tune-up now, it'll be ready to go once the cold temperatures set in.
That's right. Yeah, all you have to do is give us a call at 256-503-4490. Visit us at our website, talenthvac.com. We'll be more than happy to get out there and get you tuned up.
One more time with the phone number.
256-503-4490.
Talent Heating and Air. Don't let those heating and cooling units go bump in the night.
Looking for your next game day party destination? Well, think outside the box and kick back at Flow Supreme Air. And you may be thinking, isn't that the trampoline place? Of course it is. But it's also the one-stop spot for all things fun. And if kicking back with the boys to watch the game is your jam, then you're in the right spot. Jump or not, Flow tends to all ages, meaning while you sit back and watch the game, but little Jimmy's having the time of his life perfecting that front flip he most definitely wants to show you. You got this, Jimmy. So next time you think Flow, think fun for everyone.
This is SportsCenter. I'm Nick DeLuca. The Phillies knock out the Braves again. Philadelphia moving out of the NLCS for a second straight year with a 3-1 Game 4 win. Nick Castellanos, the first player in postseason history with back-to-back multi-homer games. It's another abrupt ending for one of baseball's best regular season teams. The Braves have won a combined 205 games over the last 2 years without advancing past the DS. In the NFL, Chiefs continue to dominate Denver, now 16 straight victories over the Broncos, improving to 5-1 with a 19-8 win. Patrick Mahomes solid. Russell Wilson only threw for 95 yards. Broncos fall to 1-5, their worst start to a season since 1994. Denver officially releasing DN Frank Clark.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley. But in general, it looks like we're going to end up staying nice and dry. A quiet night for Friday night football. Temperatures eventually dropping into the upper 50s, lower 60s as we head into the earliest hours of Saturday morning. A mostly to partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon. Maybe a rogue shower. Otherwise, temperatures climb into the low and mid 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, this is Eli Gold, inviting you to start your day with Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Plus, listen daily for the Crimson Tide today. Your home of Alabama Crimson Tide sports is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho. Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my
About to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
It is hour number 2 here on a Football Friday inside the doghouse. He is Chad Gwathney, Steve Moulton back here with you. If you missed hour number 1, you found out a little something about Coach Irving McGuire being a bit of a Jordan shoe.
Sneakerhead.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Is that what they're called? Just sneakerheads?
Yeah, just
I mean, and so much so people.
Or a fanatic, either or.
So the question I asked right after.
Hoarder.
Who has more Jordans, Coach McGuire or Drew DeArmond? I've got several people that want to know that answer. And so
I'm going to put that as a poll question.
Coach McGuire said 80-ish pairs of
I bet
shoes.
Drew's got a solid 50, maybe 60 that we don't know about.
I think he's north of 100.
You think?
I think he's north of 100. I could be wrong.
I know he's got a few Hey Dudes.
The other
Those
part,
are good shoes.
the other part of Coach McGuire that I didn't really want to go there since his wife's not listening is what address he is shipping those shoes today.
The school.
I'm imagining there might be some Jordans showing up at Lee High School today.
It's like when you we get presents and stuff like that and gifts or something like that from somebody to the station. I've gotten a box of shoes. I will go ahead and say it right now on the radio. I have gotten a box of shoes.
Yes.
From someone on this radio station, sent to this radio station for somebody named Drew DeArmond. Hey man.
I was about to say.
Hey man, if you see a box of shoes, yeah, no problem, man. I think they were downstairs.
Just give me a heads up. I really hope Drew's mom's not listening. Lee Sterling, is he listening from Paramount Sports? Lee, this is maybe the most awkward segue that I'm going to do right here, but how many Jordans do you own, sir?
I think 3.
Oh.
And one of them was given as a gift from my brother.
Nice.
My birthday. So I can't afford them. My kids have a bunch, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, somehow, yeah.
Thank
My little
you.
brother somehow
Thank
has
you.
a ton, and he wears one.
I have 2 teenage daughters, and all of a sudden my funds are just, just
I
gone.
got 2 daughters, 24 and 26. I got one off the payroll. She's engaged. The other one's in New York City. She's an actress. Actually, she's singing the national anthem. She's been in 2 off-Broadway plays as a lead, but she's singing the national anthem for the Chicago Bears game next Sunday. So,
wow, that's fantastic.
I'll be going up to Soldier Field to check that out, and she's probably got every color that the Dunks are made in. So she's a Nike Dunks fan. So
dare to say there's more talent singing the anthem than maybe I shouldn't go there. With the Bears.
It skips a generation. You can say that. Looks also. She or at least she looks a lot more like my wife. Thank you know what.
All right, Lee. Let's get into it. There's plenty of big games. Has Mark Stoops bought enough good players from last week to this week to allow him an opportunity against Mizzou? 2.5 is the number.
Wow. Boy, he sure put his foot in his mouth there. I'd just be happy. What is he? He's making $6-7 million, right?
At least. I think he's making a little more than that, actually. I thought it was around 4 or 5.
Okay.
Oh, no, you said 6. You said 6. Okay. Yeah. That Georgia math kicked in for me right there, Lee.
Yeah. If he's making $3 million, just keep your mouth shut. Just keep collecting those paychecks. Just keep going to the Music City Bowl. I think he's got a good matchup here against Missouri. I think Missouri, they should have won the game. There's 8 to 10 plays in every game that will decide whether you win or lose a game. Almost every single one of them, fourth quarter, won against Missouri. I think they're played out a little bit. I like the fact that Kentucky can run the ball downhill. Missouri's faced 2 running teams. Memphis put up 201 rushing yards on them. LSU 274 here. And home field has to count for something. Kentucky 15-6 against the spread as a home favorite here. I think they're going to slow down the pace of the game here. I like Kentucky 28-24.
We head up to the Music City next. It's a big number. The Dogs, It feels like they figured out something last week against Kentucky, but 31.5. And the other factor here, at least that I'd like to get a thought or two from you, Lee, is this is game number 8 for the Vanderbilt Commodores. As they started in week 0, they're finally getting their first bye next week, but this is a solid 2 months for Vanderbilt. But 31.5 is the number.
I think it's pretty high. I mean, Georgia, you got to think going into this game, I think they had something to prove last week. And even though they have a bye, they've got Florida, got to be maybe peeking ahead to them. It's just human nature. I mean, I've been there before. I've been on some pretty good teams in college and high school. You can't take Vanderbilt serious. They have not only lost every single game since week 2, they haven't covered a game. Even when they won, they didn't cover against Hawaii and Alabama A&M. So a big, fat donut. I think they've got enough weapons on offense to keep it close. I'm going to say Georgia wins 45-18. Vanderbilt gets their first cover of the year. Yay.
Let's stay in the Volunteer State and move over to Rocky Top. And this number, I mean, I've been trying to get a good read, Lee, on this game since when I was first looking at it on Sunday. But Texas A&M, we know about their road troubles. Yep. And coming off Bama, are they going to have a lull? 3.5, the number up there on Rocky Top.
That might be the only thing that holds them down here. So I think I've got a pretty good beat on Tennessee. I think Tennessee, even though they're not specifically called a running team, they need to run to set up the pass. And why do I say that? If Joe Milton's in like 2nd and 2, 2nd and 4, very effective. You put him in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, he's poor. I mean, only 58% accuracy. I think his receivers are good. I don't think they're great. I mean, Burton for Alabama last Saturday was unconscious. You'll see a guy have a game like that maybe in college once every other week. He was that good here. So I just think that A&M's run defense, which is top 5 in the country, allowing just 84 yards per game and 2.6 yards per carry, is going to put Joe Milton in some long down and distance situations. And unless there's a hangover for A&M, I think they're the right side, 30-26.
Wow.
Yep.
Bama is getting a large number tomorrow morning early against those Hogs when it's been a while since the Hogs have had any sniff of success against Alabama, but 19.5 is a rather large number.
It is. But let's look at Arkansas's defense. They have no depth at all. I mean, they're not real talented. They only go like 5 or 6 deep. They can't rotate in 2 full units. They've given up in the last 3 games, all 3 SEC games, 189, 196, and 204. You got to at least be competitive. You can't just throw the ball early and often and stay in the games against good teams. Last 2 games, they've run for 42 and 36 yards here. Unless Alabama has a letdown, there really isn't a true path to Arkansas keeping this game close. The Tide, 15-5 against the spread. Milroe hitting his stride here. Alabama, roll Tide, 44-14.
There you go. And there's the battle of the Tigers between Auburn and LSU, an 11.5. I've been really impressed, Lee, with Auburn's defense here out of the gate, but there is no questioning who has the best offense in the SEC, and Auburn's going to see that up close and personal tomorrow. 11.5, the number there.
So Auburn has a bye, and it's usually helpful. I just don't think they have the weapons on offense to exploit this LSU defense. LSU defense is not very good, especially on the back end. Yeah. But they're not a passing team. If you can't pass the ball, you're not just going to all of a sudden – some people will say, well, this is the weakness. Yeah, but you got to be able to exploit it. And you talk about talent. I was reading a draft manual, and they had projections out. And they had – where do you think Jaden Daniels goes in the draft? You had to project what round?
Right now, boy, NFL, they go gaga over quarterbacks. I'd say mid to late first round. I would right now.
Okay. I saw 2 of them this week that had him going 3rd round. I think they're
Really?
I think he's a mid to late first round.
Yeah.
He's the most accurate passer in college football. He puts the ball right where it needs to be. He has really good vision. When he needs to run, he can run the football. I think he's a leader. I don't get it. He's got all this talent around him, too. I don't think Auburn can slow him down. I like LSU here, 37-20.
Wow.
Yep.
Good stuff here with Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. And the game of the week, can folks get the free play there for the game of the week between the Gators and the Gamecocks?
Love this game. It's not an exciting game. Both teams are going nowhere. But sometimes in these hidden games, there's an easy path to win for one team. You want to get it for free? I'll give it to you right now. Just be one of the first 5 callers. Call 800-400-9741. First 5 callers get South Carolina and Florida on me, 800-400-9741. And if you've been a client this year, Paramount Sports, you're happy. We've gone 47-22-2. That is documented. You can look on my website under recent results. As soon as the game starts, we put up the game. As soon as the game ends, we put up the result. All my different hosts like you and Thom and all the guys out there, they monitor all my results, and we've had an incredible run. For instance, last week we go 8-4 in the last week.
Jeez. 3
of our 4 losses were Missouri on the pick 6. Florida State up 22-0 the first quarter, only won by 22, laying 23.5. And last night we had West Virginia lost on the Hail Mary. We have not lost a game 35 units or larger. We rate our selections from 10 to 50 units, and we right now will release our first 40 to 50 unit college game of the year. How can you jump on board? 3 weeks of action. We don't call it October. We call it Locktober. 3 weeks from now through Halloween night, just $247. One place, ParamountSports.com.
Lee, what's that number one more time, sir?
800-400-9741 and the website, ParamountSports.com.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the insight as always.
Enjoy it. Have a great weekend. Be safe.
Hang on to those Jordans while you can, sir. That's Lee Sterling joining us with his insight. And it does help you a little bit with the trifecta. 256-576-4977. I mentioned last hour that Chad is heading down to T-Town for the early kick. I am going up to Music City to check out the Dogs and the Vanderbilt Commodores, really to, 1, to see if Georgia can take care of business, and 2, kind of reevaluate the depth along the defensive line and see what kind of growth Georgia has. I've seen Georgia play UAB, went down to Auburn for that game as well. And so just seeing this progression of the Georgia Bulldogs, it's a bye week for Georgia after the morning kick tomorrow morning at Vanderbilt. Then it's the cocktail party. The rest of the schedule for the Dogs, 2 straight home games starting in November, taking on Mizzou and then Ole Miss at Tennessee on November the 18th, and then at Georgia Tech. We'll see whether or not Georgia knows how to kneel the football, unlike Miami. Let's talk to Redneck Romeo. Jason, you want me to call it? What do you want me to call you?
They made me go by that because there was another Jason in town.
Yeah, there was one other Jason, so we had to call him Well, he wanted Redneck Romeo, but you said something else, I think, and I totally forgot. You said something else.
Yeah, the Hugh Freeze escort service.
There you go.
Wow. Wow.
I just wanted to hear it again.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Do you see anything wrong with it?
Yeah, you could just say Ole Miss Dial.
I thought it was fine. I mean,
it hits a little closer to home, I'm sure, for Auburn fan right now, because that's the guy they're putting all their chips into is Coach Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about it, if it goes 3-8 and they got to Photoshop pictures of the coach, they're not going to have a hard time with Photoshopping something for him. Like they did, what was the last coach they had there, Harsin?
Well, a lot of people believe that it was Gus Malzahn, but in all actuality, it was Brian Harsin.
Right. So he got all the Photoshop shoots for the girls. So
okay.
They're gonna have a hard time with you three.
Oh, okay, Romeo. Let's dive into the trifecta, shall we?
Let's do it.
The Hogs are getting 19 down in T-Town.
Oh, I'd love to jump all over Alabama on this one, but I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. That's 19. So I'm going Hogs.
Penn State Razorbacks!
Oh, yeah.
That feels so.
The Auburn Tigers are getting 11 in Baton Rouge. It's a Saturday night. Or it never rains, but there's always a stiff dew.
LSU can score like a guy with a fistful of ones at Fantasia, and Auburn can't. So I'm going to LSU.
So I guess I should have been in the South all along.
I won't say that I know where that place is.
You'll be living in a river. I'm sorry, you'll be living in a van down by the river.
It's pretty close.
Dadgummit.
He knows where it is, too.
This is why I don't tell jokes. USC is getting 2 against Notre Dame.
Hey, Notre Dame's winning this game.
Go Bucks.
Outright. So he's going Fighting Irish.
Y'all won.
Yeah, that'd be Go Bucks. Yeah, this is where Tom usually says they stole the fight song.
Yeah, I don't have the Rudy was offside soundbite. He didn't have it for me.
Well, of course we know that.
All right, you got one more.
No, I don't.
The A&M.
Yeah, I went there.
Oh, I thought did he already say it? Did he say A&M and did I not do it? You didn't ask him.
Did I not?
Tennessee, you didn't ask him that one. Yes,
That's
I didn't play
me.
it.
That's on me. Texas A&M getting 3 up on Rocky Top.
I actually agree with the expert. Tennessee's offense is running, and Texas A&M's got a good defensive front. So, hey, it's A&M this week.
Dirt neck.
Thank you, Romeo.
You
my apologies for being distracted. Just to show you, I have been texting Drew DeArmond.
How many pairs of shoes you got?
How many Jordans do you own? I don't know the exact number. Is it more than 80?
It's despicable.
He had to downsize his collection. Oh, so when he moved, he had to downsize his collection.
Collection, mind you, not just shoes that you wear every day. Collection. He's got like a frame.
Because they had either fallen apart or decided to downsize. I would imagine that was not voluntarily downsizing. Anyway, who's up next? The Phillip. How are you, sir?
I had to turn that down. Oh. He waited. This is much long awaited from a Mets fan right here.
Yeah. I don't know which is more painful. I don't know which is more painful, honestly. What the Mets were thinking what this season would be, or if Braves fan like me went through this season just to endure, once again, the Filthies being the Filthies. I just hope they can finish the job. I'll get out of your way, sir. And enjoy, bask in the glory. Yeah!
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right.
So are you a Ranger fan now because your boy is on that starting rotation, or is he on that starting rotation? You sure, sir?
I'm actually, I catch my breath. I'm actually trying to be a Bryce Harper fan at this point.
Wow, okay.
I know that's weird.
That's, yeah.
Like me rooting for the Eagles or something, but it's, oh my goodness gracious. The whining that's going on is amazing. It's amazing. So, all right, lashing out a little bit at your job, your career.
Okay.
Not you specifically. Don't take this personally. I'm talking about.
I love it when people start with that
I'm not talking about you, but
don't take it personally. But I'm gonna anyway. Go ahead, Philip.
We won't.
So, the NFL, football in general. Forget the NFL. I've already forgotten. That football is the greatest sport ever. You guys have been pushing that garbage for way too long. And now, the truest, greatest, most athletic, hard-to-play sport being Major League Baseball, fans and the media are whining because we had to take 5 days off. We had to. What, does football not get buys? Does the conference championship teams in football not get buys? But now we're whining because we got to. Yeah, that's right. That's why baseball is the greatest sport that was ever created. It's the hardest to play. And I think it's just hilarious to sit back and watch Atlanta fans. I don't even know where else to go.
Well, the only thing that I'll add to that, Philip, is very early. I had a great opportunity to be around some really great broadcasters, and Jack Buck was one of them. And I picked his brain for a couple of days, and I asked him what is the best sport to call, and without question. And this is a guy who's called so many great NFL moments. He immediately said winning baseball. Calling winning baseball is by far the best thing to call.
It's been said before. It's like a weed. You can't kill it. It'll never die. Football players could not play Major League Baseball, and I'm here to tell you, Major League Baseball players could play football.
Well, Dion and Brian Jordan comes to mind.
Chipper Jones was a wide receiver.
Yeah.
He would have gone to Florida State.
Ken Griffey Jr. was a highly decorated high school football player, and it's been pretty well documented that had Ohio State offered him, he would have played wide receiver at Ohio State. So,
Bo Jackson?
Yeah, well, certainly, yeah.
It's the greatest game ever. But and as a huge of a fan as I am of that game,
yeah.
Forget my team. That game, that sport, it's just hilarious to sit back and watch this. What was the dude's name that was freaking out in the dugout with the Phillies?
With the Phillies?
Oh, he was talking about so during the game they were kind of like egging him on.
You talking about Orlando?
It was Orlando Arcia turning around and
Yeah.
he was kind of getting into it with the fans, but he was also like making faces and stuff.
That's a no-win situation.
It was like
Orlando just needs to stop and
when Ronald Acuna tells you to calm down.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem. But it was also I could see him getting egged on by it. But he was also like making
because
faces at kids and
Philly
stuff.
fans
like,
are
you know
known
what I mean?
for their compassion and support, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they said their attendance had gone up since the last time they had won the World Series because their attendance was like about in the 20s. I mean, like somebody came out and put all these statistics.
Yeah.
I think they were 6th this year because they started winning again. And someone was like, well, thanks for showing up again. So when they talk about a dominant fan base, it's a fan base it's like any fan base. You don't show up until someone starts winning, and then you come out of the woodwork. And,
yeah.
It's just it's like
Imagine
fan
that.
bases are all the same. People think that fan bases are different. There's Cowboys fans that don't show up until the Cowboys start winning. It's not like the ones that say, oh, it's going to be our year every single year. I mean, Falcons fans, you got to find them for them to show up, though. So, I mean, but when they're winning, you'll see them. You'll see them when they're winning.
That last series at the Mets, there wasn't a whole lot of people there.
Well, they showed up for the playoffs. Because I mean, you go look at all the opening playoff games. Yeah, Met fans. Yeah,
talking about Met fans.
Yeah.
One word. Scoreboard.
Is that one word?
That's all I got to say.
Is that a hyphenated one word, or is that 2 words? Is that
Cowboys
2 words?
were looking up at the scoreboard a lot when they got beat by the 49ers. Mets couldn't even look at a scoreboard because they couldn't even make the playoffs.
I love it.
Second year in a row they choked. I'm not going to go.
Hey, here's the. Oh Lord! Before I do the trifecta thing, I got to give you one quick little factoid.
Oh my goodness!
Truth. I repaired Taylor Swift's toilet in Hendersonville, Tennessee, when she was like 12 years old, living in the master bedroom of her parents' home on Old Hickory Lake on the Indian River Peninsula, or Indian Lake Peninsula, excuse me. And she had like 8 guitars around her bedroom. And, I was just chit-chatting with her. And she said, yeah, I'm going to be a big star. I'm gonna be a great country music person and all that. And I'm looking at this little kid thinking, whatever. What in Jiminy Cricket's name is going on?
I don't know either, man.
All of that. We're sick of it as
brainwashing and propaganda.
Sick of it. She also, her daddy owns Swift Trucking. That's why her last name is Swift. Her daddy paid for her first studio album.
Well, isn't her last name Swift because that's her dad's last name, or is it something else?
Well, her dad owned Swift Trucking.
But doesn't her dad have the last name of Swift?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
her dad paid for her first studio album.
The CEO is Kevin P. Knight.
1 million copies, and she's been a star ever since. If you want to put her up there, I don't, but that's just me. That's my musical thing to do. But whatever. Facts. I fixed her toilet when she was like 12.
Well, thanks. Well, it's nice to know that Taylor Swift apparently can clog a pooper like everybody else. Because apparently that's what you went to go fix.
It was a flapper. The flapper was messed up. It was just a flapper.
Oh,
I hate it when that happens.
Man. They couldn't do that themselves?
No.
Well, then you needed to say, come on over here, big star. Let me show you something. One day on your tour bus, you're going to need to fix this flapper on your tour bus, and now you'll know how to do it.
What if you met her in person and you had a conversation with her, and she remembered that you fixed her flapper?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, you're the guy from the thing who did the thing. Yeah.
He just
I also repaired Johnny Cash's house when the Gibbses bought it. The Bee Gees Gibbs bought it after he passed away, him and his wife, and they caught the studio on fire. I was already
that hurt me when I heard that.
One of my customers, swear to God, and I went in and did some more plumbing repair.
That hurt me to hear about Johnny Cash's home, that fire, and anyway. Trifecta time. I almost forgot about the trifecta. The Hogs are getting 19 in T-Town against the Alabama Crimson Tide. They have those sleep app machines for you right there. Auburn is getting 11 at LSU.
I'm going Crawdaddy on that one. I'm going to LSU.
So I guess I should have been in the South all along. Right now.
Aggies getting 3 up on Rocky Top.
You know, Troy Aikman went to Rocky Top. He was almost a quarterback there in college. That's just a little thing on the jigger. I'm going to go whoever's playing Tennessee. are fact. The NFL would not exist if not for the Dallas Cowboys. Facts. Those are facts.
So you went with Texas A&M and USC getting 2, taking on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
I hate Notre Dame. I don't think there's anything I hate more than Notre Dame, so I cannot go with Notre Dame. Who do they think they are? Who do they think they are? They're not in a conference, right? I'm not a big college football
They were in the
guy.
ACC 1 year.
Right?
They were in the ACC 1 year. Played for the ACC championship and lost to Clemson.
And the movie Rudy, I think, sucks.
Do you really?
Yes. Sucks. It's a horrible movie. Can't watch it.
It could get, you know what? I will agree a little bit that it needs another editor. There were certain parts that need to be trimmed up. That movie could easily be done in about 45 minutes.
Exactly.
I didn't hate the movie. It just felt a little long.
Do you know that Troy Aikman was a champion typist?
We found that out earlier this week, and I appreciate you bringing that up again. I've had more people this week tell me about Troy Aikman typing than
I should never have told him that because he didn't hear that one part until I told him. No, I'm just kidding. He did hear it.
Enjoy your Mets this postseason.
They're not there, but neither
are the Braves.
Braves.
Hey, or the Dodgers, or it's incredible. I mean.
So what's your solution to that?
Once again, John Sherholtz is right again. John Sherholtz is right again, Philip.
Matzik and Kyle Wright coming back next year.
Arms are greater than bats.
Matzik and Kyle Wright coming back next year.
Arms are greater than bats. Healthy arms are greater than bats.
I say shorten the regular season.
Yeah.
Because I don't like watching baseball in November.
Yeah.
That's just not
and it's going to happen this year again.
Shorten the regular season, expand the postseason. Don't take as much time off. However, that is not an excuse for the Braves.
Thank you, Philip. It's a football Friday here inside the Doghouse. By the way, I do have some breaking news. And regarding Drew DeArmond's shoe total. But not only that, but further, how many hats Drew DeArmond owns?
37. Really? I mean, I'm a hat guy, and I only own about 20. 20 realistically.
My uncle had a hat collection growing up, and I want to say he had around 200. But I'm nowhere near.
150.
But his pride and joy was this cowboy hat that had eagle feathers in it. So it's actually a Philadelphia Eagle. I don't know where that hat went, unfortunately, as Uncle Russell passed away a long time ago, unfortunately.
Sorry to hear that, but the hat sounds cool.
But so the number for hats for Drew DeArmond, and in case you're wondering, we went here with Coach McGuire saying that he's got more than 80 pair of Jordans. And he said after the move from his childhood home to where he is now, he purged a lot, but did say that he owns probably in the neighborhood of 500 hats. Drew DeArmond,
that is
500
insane.
Hats. Do you know what we could do inside here with 500 hats?
Line them up all over the walls and the ceiling and everything. I mean, yeah.
How do you store 500 hats?
On top of each other.
That's one heck of a little, leaning tower of Pisa.
You got a bunch of them in a closet somewhere.
So, are we going to take a break? Not take a break? I mean, are we just going to take phone calls? So, So we're not taking a break. What do I know? I'm only the program director. LSU Lynch. Well, I'm not in charge. Chad's in charge. How are you, LSU Lynch?
Well, officially, with the Thom Abraham show, you should have took a break. But look here. Why is it that we still have to listen to the Michigan fan about
well, he's
their
calling
team?
in. He's calling in. I'm not gonna.
So
I'm not gonna put handcuffs on you, LSU Lynch. If people want to call in and be a passion, we are here for passionate fans who want to talk sports. He's a passionate fan who wants to talk about his Wolverines and his Lions, who are actually relevant.
So are my Niners.
Well, talk about your Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to hear about your Niners. We just don't want to hear about your Tigers.
Well, look here. I done called in yesterday and complained, and the point spread dropped a half point, okay?
They're clearly listening.
They know.
So I'm already up. And then Alabama went up to 19. Look here. Apparently, Alabama's supposed to roll so good that my rich relatives that have season tickets down there, they are wanting to leave at halftime to come watch my nephew. He's the starting kicker, down there at Birmingham Southern.
Okay.
So apparently,
who does Birmingham Southern have tomorrow?
It's their homecoming, and
Miles, maybe.
Yeah, it's their homecoming tomorrow. I won't be there, but I'll have to watch them because.
So this is D3, right?
Yeah, he sucked against Swanee last week. He missed an extra point and a 3-pointer. So
no reason to call out family like that over the airwaves.
Why not? It's football, dude. Come on. It's football season. It's going to be over. Let's get on with the picks here.
By the way, the Panthers of Birmingham Southern 2-4 overall, 1-3 in conference play. They are in the Southern Athletic Association, and they are taking on Hendrix College tomorrow. I have no idea where Hendrix College is. Hogs getting 19 in Tuscaloosa tomorrow.
See, I'm going to take the Wild Piglet.
Auburn getting 11 on the road at LSU.
I'm going to take the spread.
War Eagle.
No.
So I guess I should have been in the South all along.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the next one.
The Volunteers are a field goal favorite over Gig'em.
I don't think that debit card's still going to work. Ooh. So we're going to have to go with the orange team.
Wow. That'd be an uncomfortable flight home for Jimbo if he can get on the plane from the tarmac. Southern California is getting 2 at Notre Dame.
I think they're going to put the used condom on top of Rudy.
Wow.
Look here. Thank you for taking my phone call. You want to talk food? We got homemade brisket chili, homemade gumbo. We're ready. And look here. I'm going to have to eat the corn dogs.
Is there potato salad in the gumbo?
No.
Come on.
What did you just say?
Is there potato salad in the gumbo?
I've never done that.
It's a go-to. You got to. If you try it, it'll change your life.
Is it a mustard potato salad?
It was the time I tried it.
Okay. And where did you try it at?
This was in Baton Rouge. This was one of the mini trips when I went down with Wes while Connor was still playing down at LSU.
Exactly. I got you. Son, y'all have a safe weekend. And look here, I did watch that Fort Payne Lee game in the wee hours of the morning.
Did you?
Yes. I just want to make that clear.
Thank you, LSU.
Buckhorn still sucks.
By the way, Hendrix is located in Conway, Arkansas. I don't know where Conway is. But that's who's playing Birmingham Southern tomorrow. Phil, hang on with us. We're going to get right to you on the other side of, I think this is our second timeout. Yeah? We'll be back.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Have a drink at the Open Bottle, a copious selection of wine, spirits, and craft beer from around the world. They've got a full bar, wine by the glass, craft cocktails, premium bourbon, 48 specialty beers on tap, and a smart staff with hustle. There's an expansive, comfortable patio with a brand new performance stage and live music every night from local artists like Lamont Landers, Rob Aldridge, and James Irvin. There's space for your next celebration or corporate event. The Open Bottle on Highway 72 near Slaughter Road intersection in Madison.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at GenSuperstore.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Work injuries happen in Alabama all the time, whether it's an accident at work, getting injured, lifting heavy objects, hurting your hands on a machine, or just performing the same movement over and over until your body breaks down. But when it happens, there's only one law firm to call in Alabama. That's Pond Lehocky Giordano. For personalized legal support, reach out to Pond Lehocky at 855-774-3838 or pondlehocky.com.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley. But in general, it looks like we're going to end up staying nice and dry. A quiet night for Friday night football. Temperatures eventually dropping into the upper 50s, lower 60s as we head into the earliest hours of Saturday morning. A mostly to partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon. Maybe a rogue shower. Otherwise, temperatures climb into the low and mid 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From Coleman to Fayetteville and all points in between.
Son, pull the hammer back. Smokey's coming at you in a plain white wrapper.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Final call for phone calls here on the Tom Abraham Show, but magically I'll be back in about 3 hours-ish for the drive where it'll be Pick 2 Friday. On the drive. Don't worry, Tom will be back here. I've had fun the last 3 days here, Chad. Hope you have too.
Been a good rest of the week, yes, for sure.
By the way, I have looked up on my phone the weather forecast. Sunday's high, 58. Sunday's high is 58. That's what I'm talking about. Phil, the blacksmith, if I can say it. How are you, Phil?
I'm doing just fine. How you doing, Lewis?
We're doing well. Thank you for
Buttoned
asking.
up.
I'd like to get on your picks there, please.
Yes, sir. The trifecta is as follows. Alabama, 19 over the Hogs.
I think we're going to go with the Hogs. I'm a tired player, but I just don't think it's. I don't think they're going to put 19 on Arkansas.
Pigs! Razorbacks!
The last year's game between Auburn and LSU, remember that was a 2-point win for LSU, but that was at Auburn. Now Auburn gets 11 at LSU this year.
Yeah, I believe you could double that and it still wouldn't be there. I'm going to have to go LSU on this one.
So I guess I should have been in the South all along.
Texas A&M is a dog. They're +3 up on Rocky Top.
I'm going to go A&M on this.
It's despicable.
There's no doubt about that. USC is +2 at Notre Dame.
USC. I don't believe I'm going to be able to keep up with them.
Phil, I appreciate your patience. Anything else on your mind, sir?
No, sir. Just everybody have a safe weekend and roll tide.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I was not writing down what you... Grumpy, the floor is yours, sir.
Hey, man, I'll do the trifecta. I know your time is short.
Alabama +19 against the Hogs.
Oh, my goodness. Let me go Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Auburn +11 at LSU.
Auburn.
War Eagle.
From the man himself, Mr. 500 hat himself. Texas A&M gets +3 at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
USC +2 at Notre Dame.
Let me go USC.
There you go. Thank you, Grumpy.
Hey man, you were in the locker room when the Phillies smarted off against Atlanta, and you didn't tweet anything out. It's your fault.
Oh, so that is my fault? I mean, clearly, I was waiting. I was waiting on Craig Kimbrell, but okay. So to my defense, the guys that were chirping about the Braves organization, the Braves fans, they were in the shower. It's not like I'm going to stick my head in the shower and just put up my.
Yeah. My thing is, the way that it just got construed, it was absolutely overblown and it was just a stupid narrative that they were doing to create.
But at the same time,
playoffs.
I felt like the Philly players had every right to say what they wanted to because of a few stupid Braves fans throwing stuff out onto the playing surface.
Yeah, for sure.
Should never happen. Thom Abraham will be back on Monday, I think.